I'm only talking to him like that, not like you. Not to you. Even though I talk to you like that, though.
Alright.
Inside your quarters.
It's a yeah. In the public's eye, we are a couple made in heaven, but when we alone, no, that's actually.
Just see me pull one of these.
You know, that's what, like something I'm gonna actually talk about.
I'll make sure to put that in the video.
Okay.
That's a
And
thumbnail.
not you walking through in your robe.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually something I'm gonna talk about. Like, I'm surprised how much less we're arguing. You leaving or you staying?
I was trying to like pass by on that side, but like.
You're staying?
We can go upstairs.
Alright.
Go play with the cats. Can I have my phone though? You have it.
Alright.
Alright, I'll be done in a little bit. Love you.
Me too.
So for the
I love you.
I love you.
Love you too.
So what am
So
I
for the
saying?
intro, the very first episode, you know what? You're gonna be saying this. I'll say obviously my name, and then you'll continue saying it. For the next episode, I'll do the introduction.
Okay.
That way, we're just taking turns. in the
Okay.
Introduction.
Okay. Are you recording it?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Oh, okay.
He's
Okay.
gonna edit it.
Okay, okay. Ready? I got nervous. Can you take it first? And then I'll do the next episode.
Let me switch this around because I'm gonna say my name is Fernanda.
Okay, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Wait,
Yeah?
did you already switch it?
No, not yet.
Okay, I think I can do it.
Yeah, you can hold it.
I might just look at you. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
talk to the camera.
You know, let me see how it's recording.
I wish we could see what we look like. Oh, the dog. Dog. Not.
Wait, no, you're
Alright. Do you want something to...
Okay, we gotta start.
Okay, you go first, Sorry.
Hi, and welcome to Reasons We Drink podcast. My name is Alex.
And my name is Fernanda.
This podcast is literally about anything and everything. As the title suggests, it's going to be our minor inconveniences that make us want to drink.
We hope you enjoy this podcast. You can clearly see that this is going to be a very well organized podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And cut. So next episode.
I don't know. I kept like moving the mics. I'm scared like how it.
Aaron's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
I
guys?
know.
What did I
I
do?"
know. It's so hard. Okay.
You know what you're gonna say for the. You're not gonna say obviously the intro. This
Oh, I'm
something-
starting it now.
Yeah, you're gonna
Crap.
say hi, welcome to
Okay.
that. My name's Fran. I'll say that, and then we're gonna
Okay.
start it.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, and welcome to the Reasons Why.
Right. Remember, you're making out. Not kissing that tongue.
Hi, and welcome to the Reasons Why We Drink podcast. My name's Fernanda.
And my name is Alex.
This podcast is literally about anything and everything, and as the title suggests, it's going to be about our minor inconveniences and the reasons why we drink.
We hope that you're gonna enjoy it.
Alright, so let's get into it.
So how was August?
August was probably the roughest month so far this year.
Yeah. What happened? What's that minor inconvenience that you went, you know
Buying a
what? I need a
house.
glass of wine.
Buying a house. Like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I bought a house. It's like the best thing ever. But nobody talks about the process of buying a house. And I probably sound like a brat, like, oh, I bought a house this young, but whatever. But it is a pain in the ass buying a house. Nobody tells you about everything and anything that can go wrong. And for me, everything and anything went wrong while buying the house.
Yeah. You got
And-
scammed, didn't you? Well, almost.
I almost got scammed. Well, I kind of did. I still am out $1,000. I'll get into that. Yeah. So when you buy a house, you have to give something called the earnest money, which is basically like a deposit of like how serious you want the house before the deposit.
Imagine if we had to do that for friendships.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Like
have any
it-
friends. I don't have money.
I'm done. I'm done. And I was supposed to give $1,500 to the realtor company, and when we did it through mailing, so we mailed like checks or whatever they're called. They weren't checks, but they were like I don't know the words, but they're kind of like checks.
Yeah.
And we sent 2 different checks, one for $500 and then one for $1,000. They never received it.
Right, I remember you telling me about that.
They never received it.
Figured it out.
We figured it out for the $500 check, because you have to call like the company, the realtor company. We had to call his bank. We had to call like a different like company like through the mail that we sent it through, and nobody can find it. We don't have the original, like we don't have a copy of the receipt that we sent. We had it for the $500, so we were able to get our $500 back just fine. Never haven't seen the $1,000.
That's
And it's still something that we're like working on,
right.
and especially now that like kind of need the money for housing.
So you're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. That was probably the biggest reason I drank a lot of August, and then I started going back to work. So
And then of course September started making you drink because of little snot-nosed brats.
yeah, so for those who don't know, I'm a teacher, teacher aide, kindergarten, and yeah, that's hard.
I'm allowed to say that because I have a kid.
I don't have kids and don't want kids.
Snot-nosed brat.
Don't want kids because of my job. But I always think about that too. Like I always say, I'm like, I don't want kids. Fuck kids. No. I love your kid, and
Well, yeah, it's easy being an aunt because
Yeah, no.
you hang out, and then once you start being annoying, you're like, all right,
I'ma head out.
here's your mom.
And like I have 23 kids in my classroom, and I can't imagine giving my all from 7:30 to 3:30, and then having to go home
And deal with your own
and
kid.
deal with my own kid. I don't have the patience. After 3:30, I'm done.
Yeah.
Especially like the first couple months of school. I'm just like, whoa.
Well, yeah, because you know you have like the summer off, quote unquote. You were like enjoying it and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you have to go and deal with 23 disrespectful children. And there's always like that one odd out that's always nice and stuff, but the other 22, absolutely not.
And then yeah, it's just like, do I want kids? Not really. Like, I think one day I would like to be a mom, but I'm scared that like if I don't decide if I want to have kids now, it'll be too late.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like you want to have a bunch of kids, right?
No, just two.
So you have like up until 35, 40 to
That's true.
to figure out, because it doesn't, you know, it's not like you need to take a lot of time to make a kid.
Well, I know you're a mom.
Yeah.
So, were you ever like scared before you got pregnant that you were like infertile? 'Cause I have that fear constantly.
I mean, kind of, yeah, but I was always on birth control, so I was also at the same time kind of like,
You not wanting kids, yeah.
yeah, so.
Well, not
yeah.
ready for kids.
Yeah.
More than not, yeah.
I feel like there would have been signs that I'm infertile, you know.
What are
No
those signs?
periods, or like very rarely you get periods. What is it? Like there's like, more like PCOS, right? Hair growth, like beards and mustaches, unfortunately. Thyroid issues, you know, like stuff like that. So many forget to turn off your phone.
Hold on, give me a minute.
But I didn't have issues with that. My periods came.
Mhm.
Sometimes they were late, but they came.
Yeah, same.
So
The only reason I don't think I'm infertile, and I don't have any of that like effects that like come with being infertile. But for how long I've been in a relationship for almost 5 years. The first few years, as much as I would like to say I was careful, I was not.
Nobody's careful.
I'm not on birth control.
If you say that you're careful, you're lying.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself.
I'm not on birth control, and I still haven't gotten pregnant. That is a freaking miracle.
Yeah. I also think, I don't know if you believe in this, I feel like God has a lot to play with it.
Yeah.
As weird as it sounds. I feel like if He thinks you're not ready,
You ain't gonna have it. Yeah.
I mean, unless,
That's
you do the whole process,
Yeah.
God can protect you from that. But
That's a really good way of saying it. God knows I can't have a kid right now, and He's like, nope. As much as you keep playing with this shit, I'm not giving you that yet. I'm not giving you that extra responsibility, because
You're right.
that would be another reason I would have to drink if I was pregnant, but I can't drink if I'm
Right.
pregnant.
So you're just like, I need a glass. I cannot. You just sniff the bottle.
I feel like that would be the hardest part for me in pregnancy.
It was the first few months.
And then you just kind of didn't even crave it.
Yeah, and then after that, you don't care. You crave other things.
Mhm.
Like, for example, for me, it's Coke or Pepsi.
Really?
I will drink that. I don't even care about alcohol. I don't know what it is.
I heard it's like the weird, because you don't drink that much. I feel like you don't drink that much like Coke or Pepsi when you
I know.
weren't pregnant.
Like, sometimes if I'm eating, like, pizza or something,
Yeah,
I'll have,
no
like, a
problem.
glass.
But you're pretty good at drinking water. You drink
Yeah.
either water or coffee. That's the only things I've ever seen you drink.
Yeah.
Because I have my coffee with me. I haven't had a glass of water.
I need coffee.
That's why we're a little late. I had to stop to get coffee.
Oh my god, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Anything else happen like
In August. I'm trying to think. Well,
August, September?
all of August, the only thing that like occupied my mind was house. How am I? Why did I? Everything. All of the,
Right, and now you're worried, well, not worried, but now you're stressing about furniture,
Yeah.
decorations.
Yeah. I have not decorated my house. I've lived there for a month now. It's been a month. And my house is still pretty bare. But I like it because it stays cleaner that way.
Yeah.
In my house is kind of small, so it looks bigger without any furniture in there. But I really want a dining room table.
Yeah.
Because I want to start putting up like fall decorations, Halloween decorations, but I don't have anywhere to put them because I don't have a table to put them on or any like shelves.
See, we have tables and shelves. What we don't have is money for decorations.
There's always one thing stopping us, huh?
Yeah, but I'm hoping, over time, we're going to be able to start collecting decorations and be like the old people that have everything
Like
in their
50
boxes.
There's a cat at the window.
Oh, no. Well, he's going to have to wait because I can't just stand out.
Oh, puppy.
I don't know who closed the fucking window.
You can go really quickly. So that's how they escape?
Yeah.
Huh.
Here, spicy. Spicy.
Speaking of cats, how many cats do you have?
2. I have 2. And one is named Spicy because he likes to hiss. He doesn't hurt people though.
He looks like my cat.
Yeah. And one of them is very fluffy. His name is Gizmo, and he's scared of everything.
And I have 5 cats. I got a cat when I was in the pandemic because I needed some emotional support, and she's my emotional support cat, even though she's not trained, but to me that's my emotional support cat. And then a few months after, I think that was in April. That was April when I got her, April or May when I got her, and then December or January, my dad just came home randomly with a black cat. And they had babies. And now I have 5 cats.
And this is why she's a cat lady.
My shirt literally says cat mom. And I have a hat I was gonna wear, but it says cat mom on there too. Yeah, I'm a crazy cat lady.
Oh my god. Yeah, I just have 2. I don't think I want any more. I don't think I want any more pets. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You can't just like, let them be. You need to take care of them and stuff like that.
I don't
Plus I
like
have a
cats.
kid. I'm not.
Yeah. I can't imagine having 5 cats and a kid.
Oh god.
I would have to be like, give up the kid. I'd give up my kid before my cats. I'm sorry. I love my cats too much. So what are the reasons you want to drink in August? How was your August?
Oh my god. I don't even remember what happened. I just remember being stressed day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
My kid was going through like this repression period where like he wouldn't sleep or he would only sleep on me.
Yeah, how's that? I remember.
It's getting better. Granted, he is sick right now, so
Oh, is he still sick?
yeah. So it takes a lot. I get barely any sleep because he's crying, obviously because he's uncomfortable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But before he got sick, he was doing better. But yeah, that was kind of August. He was going in and out of like stages and stuff like that. September though, a lot was happening, and it was just really just people getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It's just, I feel like some people just aren't. They don't know how to be like decent human. I feel like that's a lot of my issue. Like people are just like, in August, it was just a lot, and the realtor company that I worked with and the agency that I worked with to get the house, they just like, I feel like didn't care because it was such a process to get certain documents approved, and they were just like, oh, we can't get this approved, too bad, do you have another way of doing things? And I'm like, no, that was literally all I had.
Yeah, they don't even explain.
And they don't try. They didn't try. And I understand because it was like a really lengthy process. So I understand why they wanted to give up on us. I'm glad they didn't because.
Well, it was 2 of them, right? One of them was ready, and the other one was
one that was in California. One of my agents was in California, and she would like stay late. She would email us all the time, hey, I need this, hey, I figured out another way, and she was very on top of it. And then one that lived here in our state was very much like, oh, hey, we tried everything, we're done. Like, I think you're gonna have to just give up on the house. It's what he told us one time, and I'm like, but this is my dream house. Like, I've seen the house so many times at this point, like, I can't give that up.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I've been coming across people that just don't understand what boundaries are. It's ridiculous because, it's not like I have very weird boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
It's more kind of like, hey, please don't do this.
And it's like you tell them not to do something, and they're like, okay, so I'm gonna do it.
Right. Don't tell me what to do.
It's if you want to be a part of my life, if you don't want to, then you can go. Like, if you're not gonna respect my boundaries.
Oh my god. And like, I know it's gonna get worse as time goes by. Like, if my kids are involved, and people are like, well, I'm gonna do what I want to do. No, you're not.
Not with my kids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not, because you either had your time, if this is a person who had their own kids, you had your time to raise your kids.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a person who didn't have kids, whatever, like my age or whatever, have your own kids.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want then.
Mm-hmm. You can't. That to me was always so wild. Like, just blatantly disrespect. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's just the disrespect.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't know if it's like, because I was gonna say like it's a lot of it's like how people were raised, but you gotta be raised pretty shitty to not like
Yeah.
respect somebody else and think you're like all high and mighty.
Yeah, it's not just that. Like I've met, older folks that are nice, but their kids are little shitheads.
Oh, I know.
And
that.
then, switch,
Yeah.
right? Their parents are absolute
Oh,
worst,
mhm.
and the kids are
Yeah.
perfect, And I don't know how that works, but that's how it is, I guess.
I don't know if it's like raising kids changes you. I guess you could say you have more of a stance or an opinion on that, but I don't.
But if
Like, how
it's a
does-
stance or opinions about your kids,
Mhm.
okay.
Why
Why?
have it on somebody else's kid that you're not
Yeah.
raising? If unless you are financially supporting,
And not just that, and you're here to raise,
Yeah.
to clean the house, to take care of snuts.
then you can have an opinion.
Then okay, cool. If you don't,
Then
leave
get
it.
it. Yeah.
I'll ask.
And don't come just to like state your opinion about how you don't like how someone is raising their kids.
Yeah.
And then just get in the way.
Yeah.
More of just getting in the way of people. Like, yeah.
You know what I was thinking? I think I was like listening to a different podcast, and there was one situation that they were talking about how people, like parents will ask somebody to like take care of their kids, like babysit, and they agree, and then they pull shit like, oh, your mom, she does this, isn't it weird? Or like, oh, don't tell your dad. Like, absolutely not. Why?
I can't imagine why people do that.
I don't know.
I thought you were gonna talk about how like if somebody else is like babysitting your kid and they like go get their ears pierced or like
That's
they do
just
something else.
that's crossing the line right there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that. What I just mentioned is like treading that line. They're like, ooh, ooh.
Ooh, am I gonna which way am I gonna go?
Yeah. But
And
if you're
that's
gonna
just-
take my kid to get his ears pierced,
Or get them like a tattoo. Like when they're older obviously, but
right,
but
like sign
anything-
for them.
anything that requires parental signage, signatures, whatever, that's fucked up.
Anything to do with their body has to go through me first.
Or take them to the doctors, like, and not tell you. I've seen a story before where, like, the mother-in-law was taking care of a baby, and, like, technically, like, in the court, like, the sign paper, like, what court the judge had said, saying, hey, like, it's, like, the mom and dad are separated, and if anything happens on either one of their watches, like, they have to notify the other parent.
Right.
And for some reason the mother-in-law had the baby. She just took him to the hospital and got him all these like vaccines and something without even telling the other parent. I feel like that's really fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know how people can do that because for my baby's pediatrician, unless I authorize the person, they can't bring in the baby.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Because so I only authorize myself and Aaron. Nobody
Aaron's her
else.
husband, by the way.
Oh yeah.
She's married. I feel like we're going like so many different directions in the podcast, but I just want to like put a disclaimer. This is how we talk. This is how we're probably nothing makes sense. Like we keep switching topics, but that's just us, and that's again other reasons why we drink. Like we keep thinking of things like why we drink. This is all it. This is us. You know.
This is how we are.
This is how we are.
Anything else? Because I can't see. I just remember being annoyed and frustrated and angry with those 2 months. I can't really pinpoint anything.
Yeah, I just remember being in a bad mood all of August.
Yeah.
September was a little better, but also September was weird. So the person that sold me the house is my neighbor.
Oh.
And I didn't know this when we were like in the process of buying the house, and the day that we closed on the house, she refused to give us the keys to the house after we had signed all of it and gave her the deposit, which was not cheap. Like that was like a $5,000 deposit.
Yeah.
Because she refused to sign the papers so we were at both different agencies. Like we were never allowed to see the owner of the house. So we were signing it at one place, and she went in a different city signing her papers, releasing it. She refused to give us the keys and sign the papers away of the house until she got the check of $5,000 in her hand. So somebody had to drive. We were 2 hours away from where she was. Somebody from our agency had to drive 2 hours. So we stayed in the office for 2 hours. And then they ended up sending us home without the keys because she still, like, somebody couldn't get to her and give her the check. And it was like a really, like, her lawyer and the agency, like, were having some kind of dispute that day. I don't know what it was, but, like, I remember we had to go sign the papers at around like 2 p.m. and we didn't get the keys until 7 p.m. that night.
I can only imagine, you're like, okay, it's almost over, you sign, you're like, okay, keys? She's like, oh no.
And that, to me, was like, I just want to, like, they ended up sending us home. So then, like, later we had to meet up with our realtor to get the keys that same day, but it was like fucking 5 hours later that she just refused. Because I don't know, until she finally got the money. I think she had gotten the check and then wanted to deposit it into her bank account for her to send the papers. So something like that.
Want to make sure that it's valid?
Maybe. And like, part of me is like, I get it. Like, we were a big hassle trying to buy this house, but here's my money. I signed the papers. What else do you want from me?
Right. I don't know.
And that's just my neighbor.
And I'm not excited to deal with stuff like that, so
I would recommend
that. So
I would recommend not buying a house until you are fully ready. We thought we were ready, and still to this day we're like, what did we do?
Really?
There's moments where like, what did we do?
What do you think? Like, when would someone be ready to get a house?
When you have a stable job. I am not saying that I didn't have a stable job. But when I applied for the house, I was working for one company, a third-party company, because I still worked at the same school.
Yeah.
But then I got switched to a different company halfway, so I had to restart the process all over again. Halfway through the process. So knowing, if you're a teacher, because I can only speak for teachers, don't do it in the summer, because you never know what's gonna happen for your next school year.
Yeah, unfortunately, with situations like that, any job is kind of like you're hoping that you're gonna be at the job. Any day you could be like, oh, by the way, you're fired.
Yeah. It was just I don't know when I would have been ready. I'm glad I took the step to do it and get it over with. But I told everybody. I hadn't even bought the house. I had barely put an offer in the house, and I was telling everybody, I bought a house, I put an offer on the house, and so excited. And then, like, as the time went on, I was like, I don't know if I'm getting this house. And I told literally everyone. I told our friend group, I told my parents, I told my boyfriend's parents. I was telling everybody I met, And then I felt kind of stupid. So don't celebrate before, everything's set in stone.
Yeah, I truly have started actually to believe in the evil eye. Don't announce anything until you got it.
Yeah.
Because there's people out there, it's easy to like ruin somebody's good luck by even just saying a simple phrase like, oh, I envy you, or oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah. I feel like,
for what? What are you jealous for? You can do it yourself. You know what I mean?
You could go and do the same thing. And honestly, I don't know who, because I told so many people, maybe that did happen. Maybe somebody did not want, I know somebody didn't want me to move out. I know, but I'm not going to say. Not yet, because I know who's going to watch this podcast. But
ooh,
that's for another time. I know there was some people that did not want me to buy a house because before I bought a house, I was going to move and rent a place.
Yeah.
But that never went through because I ended up buying a house. And I know there was people who were disappointed that I didn't rent instead of I bought instead of renting.
Why? Because renting, I feel like it's just money thrown into the air. Like,
Yeah.
it's always the money.
Yeah, because you can't do
Especially-
anything.
Yeah, especially that rent and mortgage cost the same now.
The same fucking thing.
So why?
The same fucking thing. I can tell you, this, as much of like a process it was to buy a house, I'm so internally grateful because I never have to like waste my money. Like I'm paying quite a decent amount, but nothing like terrible. Like I feel like this is pretty standard for rent for my mortgage, and I can do whatever the hell I want to the house.
Exactly. So sometimes it's worth getting a house.
If you're ready,
I'm renting,
you're renting.
but hopefully soon we'll get a house. The thing is, we want to get a house on some land.
Yeah, I wanted that too, but I think I was just so desperate to like move out of my parents' house.
There's
That was
first.
a big factor. I was so ready to like move out, gain independency, but I didn't want to rent. I knew from a very young age I never really wanted to rent. Like I was going to buy my own house one day.
Yeah.
I manifested that. I manifested quite a lot of crazy shit in my life. I remember when I was like younger, I was like, I'm gonna, the year I turned 18, I'm gonna find the love of my life. I did. I found the love of my life at 18. And then I always said, I'm gonna buy a house young. I bought a house young.
Yeah.
So I feel like I did manifest quite a lot of things in my life. But
See,
I didn't manifest that, like everything else.
Right. I was trying to manifest, being rich, becoming a doctor and stuff like that. That did not happen. You know what happened?
She has a adorable baby.
I
That's
became
what
a
happened.
stay-at-home mom. No.
You're rich in other aspects of life.
I guess so. At least I got my degree, and the degree is really good, so I
Mhm.
could go
You could do
out and make
whatever.
money. It's not that, I don't regret it.
Mhm.
It was just like
Not
a
part of
plot
the plan.
twist.
Yeah. I
was
feel like we're
holy
both.
shit.
Hold on. I feel like we're both very planny people.
Yeah.
Like we had a plan.
Yeah.
At least for me, I had a plan for how I wanted my life to be. I wanted to meet the love of my life at 18. I wanted to buy my house like 23, 24, 25 at the latest. I wanted to start a family by 27 and like move in with my partner and be married by like 23, 24. I'm 23 and I'm still not married. And I don't want to be married anytime soon. I love the way that
that's
marriage.
crazy, really?
A little bit.
Because I recall you wanting to be married.
I think before I moved in with my boyfriend,
Yeah.
I needed an engagement from him. I
Were
needed a
you
commitment from
kind
him.
of, were you kind of scared that, something might happen because you guys don't have, a strong something that's bonding you guys together?
Yeah. A little bit. Because we just had, during the pandemic, he moved in with my parents and I.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had been living there for a while, and our relationship has never been perfect, but I don't think anyone's relationship has always been perfect.
No.
We've had quite a bit of disagreements here and there, but then I needed something. You good?
Something smells like it's burning. You can continue talking. I'll be right there.
Okay, we're gonna see if Alex. I've heard of that beeping. Oh, it does smell like something's burning. We will. Okay, so the beeping stopped. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna continue to talk. I feel like obviously every relationship is not perfect and it has its bumps in the road. I needed some commitment from him because at this point I had been dating him for 4 years. You good? Just checking. just making sure everything's good. We should probably wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna finish my story and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
I needed some kind of commitment from him because it had been like 3.5 years, and I'm like, okay, I'm just your girlfriend still. We're still living with my parents. Like, there's been no effort for some type of like something to hold us together to make sure. And then I told him that I was like, hey, I need some kind of commitment from you. And I told him I wanted to buy a house, and he was kind of like against the idea of buying a house. He didn't feel like he was ready to buy a house.
Right.
Which I get. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I think
absolutely.
I joke about this all the time, but I say that the reason I bought a house is because I was upset with him. I was angry and I wanted some kind of like, I don't know, like this is me like fighting, I guess, because I remember it was like a summer day, it was like June or July, and I said, I need commitment from you. You're not doing anything for me anymore. Like, we're just dating. You don't want to buy a house. You're scared of moving out together. Like, I'm going to take my money because we have a joint bank account. I'm going to take my money and I'm going to buy my own house. You want to come with me? That's fine. If you don't, then get out. Like, I need some kind of commitment from you. And we did that. We bought a house. So I don't feel like I need any more commitment from him. Like, for now.
Right.
For now.
Obviously, if it's going to hit the 10-year mark, you're going to be like, alright.
Alright, homie. Where's the ring? This is my promise ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now I feel like, okay, we bought a house together. You were very against the idea, but then he was the one, when I wanted to quit and like take my offer off the plate, he's like, no, we gotta keep going. So we did that. And it's funny, I talked to him jokingly. I'm like, when are you gonna propose? Because I'm okay with not for the next like 3 years, 2 3 years without an engagement ring. He's like, oh, by the end of the year. I'm like, no.
That's funny because I got married, had a baby. We're renting a house, but in 2-3 years we're looking into getting, like, buying a house. So we got like rumors.
Yeah. I'm hopefully not having a baby. Maybe in 2 to 3 years I'll be ready.
Who knows?
I'll be how old am I? 23? 3 years.